After 2 hours on a train from Brussels, we are here in Cologne. But should we have come? Let's find out. What a start, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of drama. It's an unbelievable start. That's what we love to see, that's what we've come for.
Right, we are now at the hotel, and may I just say the first impression of Cologne is a bit of a weird one. We was followed whilst being shouted at by a crackhead from the station onwards, and obviously you see the guy getting arrested in the first video, but yeah, we was being shouted at in German up until sort of near the police station, which I'm normally quite good at diffusing things with words, but the only German I know is ich hab eine Katze, which means I have a cat, and I don't think that would have diffused the situation, or potentially it might have done, because the geezer might have thought I was a lot higher than him for just shouting I have a cat in the middle of the streets of Cologne. But nevertheless, hotel's great, and I'm about to try a beer which is brewed in Cologne. It's Sion Kolsch. That's fucking unbelievable. There we go. I like Cologne now. It's amazing what beer can do to a man. But yeah, I don't have a cat, by the way. I don't have a cat, but that's the only German I know. Thank you very much. Enjoy the next vids.
Right, after a full start in Cologne, we are now heading into town. So the next video you'll see will be me in a pub, in a restaurant, eating some form of German cuisine, hopefully. If not, we just end up in a fucking Mackie D's. See what happens, won't we? Picked the wrong fucking day, haven't we? Right, finally seated. Finally with a beer. World's smallest beer, but a beer nonetheless. So cheers from a very rainy Cologne. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I've just tried currywurst with a German beer. And can I just say that Cologne has won me over in those two things. Currywurst is absolutely exceptional, as is the German beer. I like it in here, the way they keep pouring it from the barrel. Obviously it's not, you know, it's probably not the traditional way that they used to pour it, but absolutely unbelievable. Fantastic food, fantastic beer, fantastic place. The people seem friendly. You know, I'm not going to let a crackhead ruin my impression of Cologne. So big up to the people of Cologne. Ladies and gentlemen, the weather is not holding off for us this evening. So we are going to something of a little bit of comfort. That's what you need when it is absolutely pissing down with rain. We've had currywurst. I've had my fair share of German lager, but now I need a little bit of comfort. I need an Irish pub full of English to make me feel better about what's going on around me. So here we go, down to the Kolkonian of Cologne Square. Fuck this shit, we're not going to an Irish pub because this pub looks beautiful. So, pub number 2, but beer number 300. Thank you. Because I'm wearing shorts, he said no shorts allowed in a shit bar that does sports, where you're allowed to watch sports. We're not allowed shorts in a sports bar. Work that one out, guys. Let's work that one out. Right, we did opt for the Irish bar. Have you ever heard of no fucking sportswear in a sports bar before? Because I've never heard that in all of my life. No sportswear in a sports bar. So yeah, right, Irish bar, Kolkonian, straight on the beers. Dirty, dingy pub. Reminds you of home, doesn't it? Right, as I say, one of the weirdest things in the world. I'm literally just wearing shorts and a t-shirt, right? Nothing like sporty whatsoever. But the geezer was like, no sportswear in the bar. And I thought he was joking, so I laughed and carried on walking. And then he was like, no, get out the bar. So yeah, Cologne, man, you're like up and down with me at the minute. You're well up and down with me. I'm a little bit like weirded by it. I don't know whether it's nice or horrible. Right, I'm gonna sink a German pint. We're back on the one from before, the old Sion Kolsch, which I really liked. Obviously that was only like a half pint in the hotel, but went for the full pint. As I say, I'm not really weird as to what the vibe is around here. Like, you know, some places are really welcoming, like the restaurant we was in was really welcoming. The food was unbelievable. But then yeah, walking into that bar, the geezer, I genuinely thought he was joking, because I'm not even in like, I'm not in sort of informal attire. I'm in like, you know, normal shorts and a t-shirt, and the geezer was like, yeah, no sportswear. So I thought he was joking because there's a big sign outside that said, watch live sports here. So I thought he was joking, like, I don't know, do you know what I mean? A bit of German humour. They're not known for their humour, the Germans, I know that much, but, you know, a bit of German humour. So I laughed and walked off, and he was like, no, exit the bar. And when I looked at him, he just went, sorry, and shrugged his shoulders. But here we are, we're in an Irish bar. I suppose when all else fails, you've always got an Irish bar to go to in a European city. So yeah, we're going to sink a few pints in here. We are a good few pints in, because with dinner they just kept fucking pouring and handing them over. So we are a good few pints in here, but we'll sink a couple in here, and then we're going to fuck off and find another bar. But yeah, the weather ain't great tonight, and Cologne, you're confusing me, man. 1 minute I think you're nice, or 1 minute I think you're shit because a crackhead's shouting at me. The next I think you're lovely, and then the next I think you're a little bit shit again. Come on, Cologne, sort yourself out, yeah? I'm on tour. This is my second fucking visit, second stop in my European tour, man. Brussels is unbelievable, so sort yourself out. That's all I can say. Right, enjoy the videos coming up. Stay safe and stay on. Right, in the Irish pub, metallic beer, and somebody told me that means uncleaned pipes. In one of my earlier videos, I think you can look at the comments on, I believe it was Yanka, which is pinned. Somebody said that if it's metallic, it means that they've not cleaned the pipes, pipes properly. And we ordered a gin and tonic, and the tonic was poured from a plastic bottle which had already been opened, so the tonic it's not to the best of standards, shall we say, and as we say, we refused service for wearing sportswear, and there is nothing sporty about the clothes I'm wearing. I'm wearing a very nice t-shirt, and I'm wearing just a normal pair of shorts, the same stuff I was wearing in Belgium, and I was allowed into some proper fine places in Belgium wearing this attire. But for whatever reason, Cologne is completely against it. Wherever we've been, people keep asking for tips, and it's become like it is. Even in that restaurant, you know, we had a great meal and we was going to leave a tip, as you do, but the guy was like, he said, what tip do you want? As if it's like a demand. And here they put down that we was going to pay a tip. We said no, because I don't know, the English don't pay tips. It might be a cultural thing. Please let me know. If it's a cultural thing, then we'll have to just get used to paying tips, and we'll pay a fucking tip. Does not bother me. But she put it on the card machine. We was going to say a tip. We said no, and then the card machine fucking broke. And then we had to go through the fucking whole awkward thing of saying, yeah, no tip. So somebody tell me what's going on, because so far Cologne was my top choice. When we booked this tour, I was the one that booked Cologne. I said I want to do Cologne, and yeah, thus far a little bit let down. We're going to finish my metallic pint and head to, there's another Irish bar around the corner, because basically what we want English people to basically sit there and say to us, oh, you've done X, Y and Z wrong, because that's probably the best explanation. We've probably done a few things wrong, took a wrong turn in here or there. Yeah, I'm not going to put the whole city down, But yeah, thus far, not as good as people have been telling me it is. Right, here we are. I think we may have found home. Hopefully. So in this Irish bar, they do the Guinness Lager, the hop house, which I absolutely adore. I adore a hop house lager. I don't know. I just want to shout out to anyone Irish that sees this video. If you can let me know whether it actually sells that well in Ireland, because I've been to like rural Ireland and they don't seem to do it. They do Heineken and they do Rockshore, which again Rockshore's an elite lager, but hop house is way more up my alley. It's brewed by Guinness, beautiful pint. We'll just give it a taste test. Yeah, poured really well. And then on a slightly more unusual note, so we've ordered an orange gin. So to the people that have, go out in London and then go out in all these sort of posh places, an orange gin is a severe gin. It's a beautiful gin with tonic. You have it with lemonade. In Cologne, if you order an orange gin, you don't get a choice as to whether you want it with tonic or lemonade. And the reason for that is because it's just fucking orange and gin. So there we go, guys. An orange gin, ladies and gentlemen. Just to sum up me as a person, right, we're going to Italy in about 11 nights. I have packed solely for Italy, and this is the weather that I've got to deal with for 11 nights. So yeah, stay safe and stay young, people. There we go, home from home, Irish bar. But as I said, an orange gin anywhere else in the world is a nice severe orange gin and tonic, but not here, ladies and gentlemen. Just a fucking orange juice and gin, but apparently it's fucking alright. So what can we say? Cheers, people. Right, ladies and gentlemen, night one in Cologne. Dinner was great, but other than that, unfortunately, I think it's lacking in a few things. Turned away from a few bars, and I do think it's because we're English. I do. I don't think that's quite wrong to say, because one of the bars on the way home we walked past, and a geezer who was wearing pretty much the same outfit as what we was allowed in, and I was thinking, is he German? Because yeah, we got refused service. Yeah, so yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed so far in Cologne, but stay tuned. Obviously we'll review it in the daytime. In the daytime it might be a little bit different to what it is in the evening. I'm not sort of writing bad things about it just yet, because obviously I want to see the cathedral, I want to see the chocolate museum, and yeah, there's a few things to see during the daytime. The weather don't help, but yeah. But one thing that I will say is German beer is absolutely unbelievable. They don't know how to pour a fucking good pint over in Germany. But yeah, so far I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm gutted, because we've got 4 places to stay in Germany, and this is the first one. And thus far, it's letting the side down. It really is letting the side down. But yeah, stay tuned. As always, make your own opinions, man. Still come. If you're booked a holiday, still come. Make your own opinion. My opinion might be one thing, and someone else's is another opinion. So don't take my word for it. You might find things unbelievable. So please do make your own opinions. But yeah, stay tuned. There'll be more videos tomorrow morning. And yeah, there'll be more videos in Germany and different destinations. Our next stop after this one is actually Berlin for 3 nights. So
Yeah, stay tuned, guys. God bless. Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Day 2 in Cologne. Plan of action today is to go and visit the cathedral and potentially the chocolate museum. And I also found somewhere that there is a documentation centre to do with World War II, which I'm quite yeah, well, I feel like that's right up my street. It's something that I find quite interesting. Just moving the camera there so we don't get children in the camera shot. So yeah, day 2 of Cologne. I'll let you know how it goes, but yeah, last night was a bit of a disappointment, I must say. We are here at Cologne Cathedral. It's very, very windy up here for some reason, so I don't know whether the audio is as good. So this apparently took 600 years to build, and during the Second World War the area of Cologne was bombed heavily, but this managed to survive the bombing, so become a beacon of hope for the German people, much like St Paul's Cathedral was a beacon of hope for the English. This become a beacon of hope for the Germans, though there's a reason why buildings like this remained untouched, and that was for the bombers flying over had spots where they were based on historical buildings like the St Paul's Cathedral and like the Cologne Cathedral. But yeah, I'm going to try to go inside. I don't know whether I'll be able to film inside if there's people praying or whatever. I don't want to disturb them. The last thing I need is a geezer with a phone shoved in their face. But if I can, I will. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the interior of the cathedral. Not going to be showing too much, but wow, I wanted to visit this for years. It's been on my list. It's free of charge. They do obviously ask for donations, which we have done. But yeah, it's incredible, absolutely incredible. Well, the heavens have officially opened straight after I leave the cathedral. I think God's trying to tell me something. Right, we are here, we have made it through the rain. We've done a museum dedicated to chips, so it's only right we do a museum dedicated to chocolate. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's my idea of pure hell. We're off to a good start with a free taster. That's all we're here for. Is it €18 per person? 17.50? 16.50? 16.50 euros per person. So, yeah, I mean, I know people say it's a museum, they're supposed to read things, but I'm hoping it's not just reading things throughout. I get bored. I don't have the attention span to read. This is what I come for. You get the reading, you get the nonsense. This is what I come for. I go for free taste and shit and the smell of chocolate. I didn't come to read. I don't have to read, right? Willy Wonka didn't have any reading when he took the kids around, did he? A little bit. Right, look at the size of the cube for a free bit of chocolate. I'm not a very patient man, but it gets made for you. There you go. That's what it is. I'm just not a very patient man. I don't like waiting. This. €16.50. Yes. Right, for €16.50, you get to go into the Lindt Chocolate Museum. And all I can say is we walked around the whole museum in 30 minutes. Now I'm going to sound like a really miserable old see you next Tuesday, and potentially I probably am one, but that was probably the most boring thing I've ever had to do in my life. I mean, I need a bit of stimulation. You know, the Guinness factory had a big, you know, a free pint of Guinness. The Heineken factory had a bit of an immersive experience, what's the word, with 2 free half pints of Heineken. This museum has a fucking wafer dipped in chocolate, or a 45-minute queue to get a piece of chocolate this big, ladies and gentlemen. And there were people who, they had about 15 of them pressing the button, just standing there pressing the fucking button. Save your €16.50, do something more entertaining. I don't know what there is that's more entertaining, but do something more entertaining. And bearing in mind, for free, you can walk around the cathedral, Cologne Cathedral, free of charge. You can walk around that. So, yeah. If you ever come into Cologne, save your fucking money, because that was the most dreadful thing I've ever done to date. And I've done many dreadful things. Thank you. Well, we're off to Berlin tomorrow anyway. Cologne, it's been a pleasure. Today's been a pleasure. Just not whatever they call this fucking thing.